Man, there is just some straight up player fucking hating going on over what Nick Foles did last Sunday to the Oakland Raiders. All I keep hearing, and to be fair, it's a minority, but it's still out there, people saying, man, Nick Foles did good and all, but it was still the Raiders. It was just the Raiders. I mean, the corners are falling down. The coverage is terrible. Anyone could have threw up 7 touches. Shut the fuck up. No, they couldn't. Just all this, just discrediting Nick Foles for what he did. Over 400 yards passing, tied the NFL record for touchdowns in a game with 7. Just people just constantly trying to discredit that. I don't know if it's just because, you know, he's some green quarterback who hasn't been that impressive in the league yet, but my God, give the guy his one day of due credit, because like I said, I'm even just far from a hardcore Nick Foles fan. I'm the guy who made the video last week saying, yeah, this game was good and all, but he's still got a lot more proving to do to me. He's got a lot more proving to do to me before I call him this career franchise quarterback that people are already calling him. But man, the guy, just to put it in perspective, threw 7 touchdowns in 3 quarters. You know how many quarterbacks have ever done that in the game of football? Well, let's see. There's Dan Marino, there's Brett Favre, there's Joe Montana, there's Peyton Manning. None of them have thrown 7 touchdowns in 3 quarters. Oh! How does that not fucking wow people? How do people just brush this off by going, it's just the Oakland Raiders. I mean, they're barely a football team. Motherfuckers, they came in with the 9th ranked defense in the league to this game. Do some fucking research and learn football. This Oakland Raiders team is far from a pushover. Yeah, they're not the best defense in the league, and yeah, I'm not surprised they put up points on them, but 7 fucking touchdowns? That is fucking mind-blowing. I don't care who was there. I don't care if it was Oakland doing that on the Philly defense, which is considerably worse than Oakland. If fucking Pryor put up 7 touchdowns, I'd be like, God damn, that was one of the greatest quarterback games I've ever seen. Even though it was a shitty Philly defense, he did it too. Okay, so anyways, all the player hating over Nick Foles, I'm just fucking tired of hearing it. Again, I'm far from a hardcore Nick Foles fan, but damn, I'll absolutely tip my hat to him for his one day of epic play. Fucking hell. And then, that video I made, I had to, I said how, Nick Foles has to prove he can win a little more. Prove to me that he deserves to be a franchise quarterback here. And I said the next biggest step in that would be going into Lambeau Field next week and beating the Green Bay Packers. And in that video, people were like, you ain't beating the Packers. You gotta be kidding me if you're fucking beating the Packers. There's no fucking way you're beating the Packers. And then Monday Night Football came and went. Aaron Rodgers went hurt, and every Packer fan went, fuck, the Eagles are probably going to win. Now, a lot of people, wrote to me and they said, you got to be feeling good. They're playing the Packers without Aaron Rodgers. Philadelphia has an absolutely good chance in winning this game. Now, while I do feel that, they should win this game, it is not necessarily a gimme. Clay Matthews is supposed to be back for starters. But, it's kind of like, if we beat the Cowboys right now without Tony Romo, it's just like, eh. Or like Dez Bryant was out, it'd be like, eh. I mean, I wanted to see Nick Foles get to that next level, and it's not like he's playing, Rodgers head-to-head on the same, on opposite sides of the field here. It would have just been nice to see if Nick Foles could have went in there, faced Rodgers in a head-to-head matchup, and just outscore someone. Outscore someone who is a certified one of the best players, one of the best quarterbacks in the game right now. It really, 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 really would have helped push Nick Foles if he could have done that. But then again, this game isn't a gimme. And we all know what Nick Foles did against I almost said Packers, what he did against the Cowboys a few weeks ago. So, this game won't stun me either way. It won't stun me either way. The one thing that I think is really going to be the make or break point in this game is what Philadelphia defense shows up. If this defense shows up that has looked progressively better and better each week, arguably, you could say the defense took a step back, but they went on cruise control starting in the fourth quarter. So this Eagles defense and Billy Davis, my God, I wanted this guy, strung up by his nuts. He looks like he's actually figuring out how this, scheming shit goes, because Chip Kelly don't know shit about defense. It's, going from the 4-3 to the 3-4, it just looks like it works. Or is it 3-4? Fuck it, I said it backwards. Anyway, this defense is what is going to be the make or break in this game. I'm not sure who Green Bay's going to have a quarterback. Not that it really fucking matters, because no one they're going to put a quarterback is going to be even close to the potential that you'd have there in the offense with Rodgers behind the center there. I'm going to predict the Eagles to win only because there's more uncertainty with the Packers here. But at the same time, it's still Lambeau Field. They still play well there. They played well against the Bears, but then again, the Bears are playing with Schmitty McGee at quarterback and Lance Briggs. Like I know, like a lot of Packers fans I saw just on message boards and leaving comments and talking to me on Twitter and whatnot, saying how oh well, this game would have been different if Aaron Rodgers was there. Now, true, that may be very well true, but that defense of Green Bay really, let the Bears win that game there. But we'll get to that in a second in the games I got wrong section of this video. That Eagles defense, they just have to show up. They can't take a week off. They can't be lax just saying like, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers ain't here. We don't have to try that hard now. They do that. Green Bay is going to run right the fuck over them. Literally run. Probably might even do 10 pass attempts if they have to beat the Eagles. Should be an interesting game. Should be a good game. And on a side note, I might be doing a live show during this game. I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't know. Anyways, just stay tuned. Anyway, predicting the Eagles to win this game. Hopefully we see a bit more of a ground attack because Shady McCoy has really been not getting the ball very much. Now, I'm not going to complain last week because formulaically, taking the run out of the equation worked perfectly against that Oakland defense. And just going back to one last thing about like the Oakland defense and people saying how the corners were falling down and stuff like that. Did anyone who saw this Oakland game and saw like the corners falling down, like, oh yeah, anyone can connect passes to an open receiver? First of all, in every single game, I don't care who the fucking quarterback is. Receivers always get open and don't get noticed by the quarterback. It's happened with Dan Marino, it's happened with Joe Montana, it's happened with Peyton Manning. You could put in any fucking quarterback's name. Now, the difference between what Nick Foles did and what those guys did not find the open receiver is damn near every fucking time the receiver broke from his coverage on the Eagles, Nick Foles found them. That is good presence, that's good read, that's basically something that I don't know why people are just going, well, the corners are falling down and they sucked. Corners fall down all the time. Now, the one thing and why I want to bring this up is, did you guys see that week 1 matchup between the Broncos and the Ravens? The Ravens corners were falling down in that game too, my God. Welker was just going out in open coverage damn near the whole game. And Decker as well. It's like, what the fuck? When Peyton Manning does it, it's like, oh, Peyton Manning picked apart that Ravens defense. You didn't hear anyone saying, well, the corners are falling down on Baltimore or anything like that. It's like, no. And no, I'm not saying Nick Foles should be held to the same level as Peyton Manning or that he's even done 1/10 of what Peyton Manning has done in this league. But the point being is that, well, when Nick Foles does it, there's all these excuses. When Peyton Manning does it, superstar. Anyway, that's enough I got to say about that. I got the Eagles over the Packers. Now, let's go over what I got wrong last week, which was quite a few games. I went 7-6, but, man, this week turned out to be a lot of games that didn't go exactly the way you thought they would go, first of which was the Thursday night game, Cincinnati at Miami. My God. Miami wins on a walk-off, I almost said 2-point conversion, walk-off safety. A fucking safety ends the game. Now, that's not even, as far as I'm concerned, it's not even the biggest story coming out of this game. Cincinnati took a very, very, very severe blow lost what I feel is the most crucial player to this team, and that is when Atkins went down with the torn ACL. I think I heard that he's leading in sacks by the D-line in the past 2-3 years, something like that. Losing a player like Atkins is the heart of that defense, and that is the single reason why Cincinnati's been so competitive, is getting that solid pass rush, getting those sacks, getting interceptions, rushing at the line, just fucking unbelievable. Losing a guy like Atkins, this thing's something you're just going to remedy just with a guy you're going to plug in there. Cincinnati and the whole AFC North is up for grabs right now as far as I'm concerned. People like, Baltimore might be bummed that they lost to the Brownies. Baltimore stands just as good a shot of anyone else in winning the NFC North, other than the Steelers, but we'll get to them in a second. Actually, no, we won't, because I predicted that game right. The Steelers are done and done. Next game I got wrong. Oh my God, the fucking Jets. Drew Brees, man. That's the second time you let me down. I predicted you to go into Gillette Stadium and just whoop the Patriots' ass. I figured you were going to just go into MetLife Stadium and whip the Jets' ass. And my God, Geno Smith wins again, Rex Ryan, and let me have it, Jet fans. Jesus. San Diego at Washington. Now, this is a game where I was so stoutly rooting for San Diego the entire game up until the end. Because if there's one thing I can't stand in football is a team winning that absolutely does not deserve to win. And the way this game ended in the fourth quarter and into overtime, San Diego deserved to lose that fucking game, and I was rooting for the Redskins. When they held them up on that 1st and goal in the end of the fourth quarter when Washington held up San Diego and they couldn't punch it in, all they could do is muster a gimme field goal, I was like, this team does not fucking deserve to win. Fuck the Chargers. You can't fucking punch it in on a scrub-ass bottom-feeding team like the Deadskins? Fuck! Anyways, fucking Chargers deserve to lose that game. I had Oakland over Philadelphia. Philadelphia won 49-20. Yeah, I got that wrong by a few points. No need to go over every intricacy of that. Baltimore at Cleveland. Baltimore losing at Cleveland. And oh boy, Joe Banner. Bye-bye to that top draft pick. Bye-bye. Oh boy, that pretty much solidifies that Cleveland's going to have no shot in hell of even getting a top 5 draft pick. That's basically what Joe Banner's plan has been, to just forfeit this season in Cleveland. And Jason Campbell, my God, we have a Jason Campbell sighting in the NFL and he wins. Holy shit. Good for you, Brownies, because I don't care what the Brownies do this year as long as they say fuck you to Joe Banner for trying to forfeit the season at week 2. Fucking douche. And the last game I got wrong, which is a game that, again, anyone could have got it wrong. Picking Green Bay to win at home over Chicago. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers goes out in the first drive of the game. Clay Matthews was out. And Chicago's end of the ball, Lance Briggs is still out, too. That's, like, people keep overlooking, it's like, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers, and everyone would have done better if Aaron Rodgers was there. I'm like, it's not like the Chicago defense is exactly stacked. Losing Lance Briggs at linebacker is a huge loss. It's as huge as the loss as the Packers losing Matthews at linebacker. So Schmitty McGee comes up with the win. If you don't know why he's called Schmitty McGee, you'd have to watch last week's video. It's an inside joke for my Bears fans here. Anyone that follows. Anyways, yeah, that wraps up last week. Let's go on to next week's picks. Flip the right page this time. Alright, buys in week 10 are Cleveland, Kansas City, New England, and the New York Football. I have the Jets, is that right? Oh yeah. For some reason I thought the Jets were playing this week. Okay, yep, I'm sorry. Okay, we gotta start off the week with the who gives a flying fucking shit game of the century. Washington at Minnesota. My God, I hope this game ends in a 0-0 tie. However, I think Washington will do enough in this game to pull off a win and serve notice to the NFC East that they're still alive. Holy shit. Who would have thought the Deadskins were still alive? But they are, and they will be, especially if they win this game in Minnesota. That stupid-ass team from the Rain State, which, by the way, I'm convinced they're going to the Super Bowl. Is there anyone out there that doubts this team from the great state of Washington is not going to the Super Bowl? I mean, or is going to the Super Bowl? They beat Tampa. They beat the winless Tampa Bay Buccaneers in overtime. I'm fucking impressed. I'm fucking floored, man. These fucking convincing 3 and 4 point wins over these teams. Like the Rams and the Titans. I'm fucking impressed. Beating the fucking Texans when Matt Schaub throws up a gimme touchdown pick 6. I'm fucking impressed. This team's great. They're going to win the next 10 Super Bowls. This team's great. Anyway, look for that team to lose to Atlanta at Atlanta. I just think that it's time for them to get their second loss of the season. Atlanta's pretty much done as far as even contending in the NFC South. I look for them just to go balls to the wall, bring the fight out of them. I've been picking the Rain State to win the past few weeks, so all you people, all you fucking pom-pom waving Super Bowl crowners are going to be, how can you not pick the great state of Washington's team to win in Atlanta? We're winning the Super Bowl. How can you not pick? Shut the fuck up. Falcons are going to win. Detroit at Chicago. Don't look for Schmitty and McGee to get 2 wins in a row. Detroit is going to win and win impressively, I'm predicting. Philadelphia at Green Bay. I got Philadelphia. Jacksonville at Tennessee. My God, is there a team that the Jacksonville Jaguars can beat? They can beat the Titans, but not in Tennessee. Not in Tennessee. Tennessee just plays well there. Tennessee's going to win. Okay. St. Louis at Indianapolis. St. Louis has been playing well, but Indianapolis and what they did in the end of that Texans game last Sunday night was just like, holy fucking shit. That's one of those games where a lot of people just were like, if you don't have any interest in the game, you turn it off the third quarter, and then you see the report next morning they won. You're like, they fucking won? How the fuck did that happen? Anyways, Texans were controlling that game, and then just fucking hell, the Andrew Luck show just took over from there. Man, Andrew Luck, dare I say, is... I was going to say, like last year when I was looking at the draft, I was like, man, Washington really won out picking RG3 over Andrew Luck. And I'm like, Indianapolis is going to regret that, but fuck no, not anymore. Jesus Christ, they gambled right on that one. Oakland at the New York Football Giants. I see the Giants win. I mean, the reason why I'm just like, pondering this is like, it's just every team in the NFC East is still alive. As bad as they are, they're still alive. And I see the Giants winning here, and it's going to be like, oh, the fuck. Fuck, another team alive. Jesus Christ. Buffalo at Pittsburgh. Oh boy, Pittsburgh. You should win at home, but and Big Ben looked great. I think he put up over like 400 yards on New England last week, but I don't know. I just see them disappointing that hometown crowd, and I see Buffalo winning. Buffalo's been playing people tough, and if it wasn't for that ferocious Kansas City defense last week, my God, that Kansas City defense is fucking beast mode 24/7. Doesn't make any sense. They only play games one day a week. Anyway. Look for Buffalo to win. Damn it. Cincinnati at Baltimore. Now, if Atkins was playing in this game, I would just, fear for Flacco's life. But since he's not, I think that changes the dynamics of this whole game. And then I got Baltimore winning at home in this one. And all of a sudden, the AFC North, it's like, wow, wait a second. Every team's in contention now all of a sudden. Oh, man. That was Cincinnati's division to run away with, but now they're just fuck. Carolina at San Francisco. This is what I'm predicting to be the game of the week, because that San Francisco offense is finally warming up. They start off really slow the first couple weeks, but this Carolina defense is something to be hold of. Giving up one touchdown again to the Falcons last week. This team is averaging one. They get one touchdown per game, not counting special teams and shit like that. The defense has given up an average of one touchdown per game this year, and we're in week fucking 10. Like that's sick. And like not too many people are talking about Carolina, and it's just like you should. This team could do some damage in the playoffs. I'm not saying they can go on and win the Super Bowl, but man, it is completely possible they're going to win a round or two. Oh my God, I hope they get that fucking Rain State team. Just fucking smack them right in the fucking mouth. Oh man, that fucking team from the Rain State up in Washington, they're going to get like fucking Detroit or a team like Carolina. They're going to fuck them up, and they're going to be, well, that Rain State team beat Carolina in week 1. Yeah, 12-7. Oh, Carolina's a much different team now. That Rain State team is still scraping to beat the guys, but a win is a win. We're going to the Super Bowl! We beat the Bucs in overtime! We're going to the Super Bowl! Fucking dorks. Houston at Arizona. Fuck Houston, they just suck. I don't know how you can control 75% of a game and then just shit the fucking bed in such a colossal fashion like they did to the fucking Colts. I don't care who the hell's that quarterback. You gotta win that game. Arizona's winning at home. Denver at San Diego. Fuck you, San Diego. You deserve to lose last week. You deserve to lose this week again. Denver's gonna whoop that ass. Dallas at New Orleans. Fuck the Cowboys in prime time. Drew Brees is not losing 2 in a row this year. Did he lose 2 in a row yet this year? No, he hasn't. Drew Brees is going to win. He's going to win. He's going to take his mighty Drew Brees fist and shove it right up Des Bryant's ass, and he's going to control him like a little marionette puppet, and he's going to fucking punch Tony Romo right in the face. Is that enough detail for you? And ending the week, we have Miami at Tampa Bay. Look for Tampa to get their first win of the year. What do you think of that? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's go with that, Jim. As far as the people asking me to chime in about the whole Incognito thing with Miami and him, bullying. Well, actually, no quotes. It was, technical bullying of rookie or second-year players on the team. Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's a story of it is what it is, because stuff like this happens on every single team where, the veterans go out to dinner and they make the rookie pick up the bill or something like that. But taking it to the level of what Incognito did with the whole, the racial slurs, I'm going to slap your mother in the face and all this other shit. That's taking it a bit too far. I know there's tough football talk, and then there's you deserve to get your fucking ass kicked for talking to me like that type of talk. And that's what Incognito did, and I can't imagine just the reputation that Incognito has in this league that he's going to ever play football again. It's a damn shame, because he's a damn good lineman. Don't look for him to ever strap on a jersey again, ever in this league. Because there's going to be a lot that's going to come from this. He's a damaged commodity. No one's going to want to bring in the negative press. I know people are like, well, the Eagles brought in Michael Vick and accepted that negative press. But still, this guy is something where he affected actual players in the game. It's not like Michael Vick was having football players fight to death in his basement. So yeah, I really don't have much to say about that. And a lot of people asked me to make a video about this. And some people feel that, what's his name, Martin, for being a crybaby for squealing about this, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but if, some big-ass oaf was saying shit like this to me and draining me dry by making me pay for his dinner every night and shit like that, fuck yeah, I'd probably go to the higher-ups as well. So, yeah. That's week 10, predictions in the book, week 9 review, and to everyone out there, calm down with all the excuses for what Nick Foles did. Again, only quarterback in the history of the game to throw 7 touchdowns in 3 quarters of play. How that is not impressive, no matter who the fuck it was against, is beyond me. But if Peyton Manning did it, it'd be like, wow, do you see what Peyton Manning did to the Raiders? My God, he's the greatest quarterback ever. And I'm not saying people should call Nick Foles the greatest quarterback ever. But again, prove you can win in Lambeau, Nick. Prove you can win in Lambeau. I don't care if... I mean, I'm not going to make a video like gloating if this is a blowout win like Oakland. Though, I mean, technically, I would point out if it was a blowout win, but if it's a close win, like if the Eagles win like 17-3 or something like that, you're not going to hear me gloating about it. But if they light up that fucking Green Bay defense and put up 40-plus points, you're damn right I'll gloat my ass off about it. Because as far as I checked, Aaron Rodgers doesn't play on the defense of that team. So, anyway, win at Lambeau, Nick. I could just hear the Dallas fans go, oh, fuck, on Monday night when Rodgers went down with that injury. Because Dallas is like, really priming, and it's like they know they got a tough game against Drew Brees this week. And they're like, well, at least the Eagles are going to lose next week too. And then Rodgers went down, and they just went, God damn it. Fuck. Anything that pisses off the Cowboy fans, I love. Oh, yes. And now the Eagles are probably just going to shit the bed. But that's just the pessimistic Eagles fan in me. All right, that wraps up this week's NFL video, even though we sometimes make more than one NFL video in a week. That is all.